This episode of Nobody's Happy is brought to you by people who vote in a two-party system. Do you believe that professional wrestling is way too realistic? Are you easily aroused by racial qualifiers like the Latino vote or Black America? Well, then look no further for the sugary treat of feeling good for no good reason by voting in a two-party system. So put on your best MAGA or blue no matter who shirt and sashay down the runway of uselessness. Jettison the heavy cargo of common sense and critical thinking by laying on the bed of complacency. But wait, there's more. People who vote in a two-party system are not just limited to empty gestures and mind-numbing platitudes. Take an active role in the destruction of your country by disparaging not just third-party candidates, but also the very idea of having more options. That's right, you too can now drink from the sweet nectar of believing you're responsible while simultaneously giving the corporations the key to America's much-pounded asshole. People who vote in a two-party system. Because some citizens are meant to be the pimple on the inside of a nation's ass cheek. This episode of Nobody's Happy is brought to you by fans of the Dallas Cowboys. Fans of the Dallas Cowboys are both irrationally rabid and surprisingly sad. Impress your friends with the undying optimism that comes with having no self-respect or control of your emotions. Embarrass yourself online with the sleek boasting of a bygone era and making false equivalencies to today's players. Yes, sir, you too can now indulge yourself in the passionate and incoherent ramblings of a born loser in full bloom. Root away the failures of the past and inject yourself with the opiate of the overweight masses. Fans of the Dallas Cowboys, because life already sucks. What's one more turd in the punch bowl? This episode is also brought to you by insurance companies. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be under the thumb of a dictator or an organized crime syndicate? Do you find yourself ending up with only $150 left to your name after all the bills are paid? Well, now there's a way that you can both witness the absolute depletion of all your funds and experience the pay-for-protection scam of a nicely dressed pimp. Life is full of surprises and accidents that make day-to-day living a complete nightmare. So why not roll the proverbial dice by betting money on the inevitable kicking over of that sandcastle you call existence? Beg for the empty promises of a well-oiled racketeering machine as you receive the cold and distant response of an insurance Tony Soprano. So grab your cash, grab those ankles, and get ready, because that train of a cock we refer to as bad faith insurance is about to choo-choo down your poo-poo. Insurance companies, the tendons of the muscles of the oligarchy. This episode of Nobody's Happy is brought to you by overexpensive mom-and-pop burger joints. Would you like to feel sympathy for a soulless corporate giant like Burger King? Do you wish you had an excuse to root for the slave wages of publicly traded fast food restaurants like Jack in the Box? Well, now you can, by going to overexpensive mom-and-pop burger joints. Throw away your hard-earned cash by humoring the ridiculous dreams of a business owner with too much self-esteem. Now you too can order a burger that bleeds like a cow that was shanked in a prison riot. So come on down to Mr. and Mrs. Overrated's palace of unjustifiable expenses. Order yourself a meal and quickly find out that that's the price of the burger by itself. Shell out some more cash and you will be showered with a meal that involves a miniature coin purse with 3 onion rings and a can, that's right, a can of soda that will undoubtedly be lukewarm by the time your regular ass burger arrives. Overexpensive mom-and-pop burger joints. The number one reason why America was forced to pick between Biden and Trump. This episode is also brought to you by Rescue Dogs. Rescue Dogs are a fun and exciting way to add chores to an already fast-paced life that runs on the fuel of desperation. That's right. The irresponsible way to take on responsibility is no further than your local rescue shelter, aka Doggy Death Row. So, if you like excitement and you would love to play Russian roulette with the psychological trauma of a small creature, Rescue Dogs are for you. Fill your life with the confounded experience of adopting the equivalent of a child with ties to MS-13. Peer into the dark void of a creature whose past is as black as the 1,000-yard stare it directs out your living room window. Rescue Dogs. Because fuck it, that's why. This episode is also brought to you by people who take their time choosing a scratch-off ticket at the corner store. These time-wasting bags of shit will make you late to work as they carefully choose the best way to waste their children's college fund. That's right, be the paradox of being hopelessly poor while maintaining the entitlement of a dick-slurping rich girl. So choose away both of our lives in an attempt to distract yourself from the time you caught your whore of a wife banging the fat, sweaty plumber. People who take their time choosing a scratch-off ticket at the corner store. Because why wait for hell to come to you when you can meet it halfway?